Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Pieter. Pieter is from Helderberg in South Africa. So let's see what Pieter has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Right.
So, how are you doing today, Pieter?
It's a good day, man. The sun is shining like always in South Africa, so it's nice.
Lucky you, very lucky.
Yeah.
And which part of South Africa are you coming from?
I come from a small town called Heidelberg. It's close to Johannesburg. It's about 40 kilometers south of it.
Right. And what's the best part of living over there?
I like the food, I like the weather, I like the people, I like the culture, I like most of the things.
And it's by the seaside or not? It's far away.
No, it's inland. The closest ocean is about 600 kilometers from us.
All right. And what do you do for a living, Pieter?
I'm a radio presenter. I do a breakfast show on a radio station here in South Africa, but it's actually international as well. So.
Oh my God, that's amazing! I didn't know that. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. That's why you have this beautiful voice, like very well-spoken voice. That's why. Now, right, Pieter. Just before we start the game, just tell me something interesting about yourself.
Something interesting about myself. I'm a very, very naughty person. I've got a naughtiness problem.
We all have. Tell me a little bit about it. Why is that?
Man, I don't know. I like to be stimulated. I like to look for a little something to get out there and jump at me, you know? Some action, I suppose. When I lived in Germany and in Korea and in China. And the first world, it's great because there's enough money and everything is organized and so on. But I like this cowboy lifestyle in South Africa. You being Brazilian, I think that you also miss some of the culture of the place. Yeah.
Absolutely, the vibe, the energy from Brazil.
Yeah, of course.
And when you lived abroad, was for work or for just life experience? Tell me a little bit about it.
One time it was for studying, and the other times it was for work. I was teaching English internationally, so that's a good way to see the world, man. And I'm really glad that I did it before this whole Corona thing started. So I saw many countries and I did a lot of traveling. So I'm okay for now.
Good, very good. Okay, am I saying your name right, Pieter?
Pieter, yes, Pieter. Pieter is fine.
Okay, Pieter. So welcome to William the Magic Box. Here, my love box full of random fun questions. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life?
Let's go.
Let's do it. I'm just going to play some music now just for us to get in the mood before the first question. Okay? Let's do it.
Okay, man.
Okay, Pieter, let's get the first question for you. But just before that, if there is any question don't have an answer for, don't want to answer, always can change to another one, okay? No pressure. Oh, very relaxed. Okay?
Okay, great.
Right, so let's go for the first question. The first question is, what do you like the most in your best friends?
There's a lot of aspects that a friendship is made out of, but I appreciate honesty and sincerity. What you see is what you get. I like a friend that tells me when I'm wrong. I like a friend that hits me on the fingers every now and again. I like the German style of honesty, immediately, straightforwardness, that I appreciate a lot in any friendship. I've got friends of all types, all colors, all creeds, all cultures, but sincerity and being straightforward is what I like.
Absolutely. And your closest friend, they are around you as well in the same city, or they're spread in other parts in the world or South Africa?
All over the world. I've got some friends in Johannesburg that's close to me, but if you do a traveling lifestyle, if you live a traveling lifestyle, it turns out that you will have friends all over. So there's all around the world, basically.
All right, cool. Second question, let's do it. Right, let's go for the second question, Pieter. What would be your ideal day?
My ideal day, sleeping until the time that I wake up. So that'll be about 11, 12 o'clock, maybe. It depends on what I did the previous night. Then having a great meal with good strong coffee, like Turkish coffee, even Arabian coffee, something like that. Man, and then it depends on where I am in my life. It depends on what's going on around me. But something that I'm really missing these days is going clubbing or something like that. The nightlife.
Yes.
I'm missing out seriously on that. And seeing a lot of people just not wearing a mask, being free, living your life. Yeah. So it depends. But a perfect life can be in a city, it can be in the country, it can be anywhere.
Are you a more of a day or night person?
It depends on where I am in my life, but a night person at this point. And the problem is I'm doing a breakfast radio show, so I need to be up at 5 in the mornings now. So that's quite a new thing. I've been doing it for about 2 months, but I get energy after 10 at night. I get a lot of energy all of a sudden, and then I need to go to bed now. So yeah. I also like the quiet of the night, where you can, you don't have to answer any calls. You can do whatever you want to on your own time.
Absolutely. Good point, actually. I never thought this way. You're right. Let's go for the question. Let's go, Pieter. Okay, Pieter, before the next question, tell me a little bit about your TV show on the radio.
It is a music radio show. So it's called Radio South Africa. It's Radio South Africa. I mostly speak my mother tongue, which is Afrikaans. It's mixed as well, but it is internet radio. So it goes out internationally to 192 countries. I think the only country we don't send out our signal to is North Korea, but that's not our problem. They cut it off. So yeah, I do a bit of talking, do a bit of discussions. There's news, there's weather, there's traffic, and then there's music. Mostly there's music. So I like to play all types of music, all genres, let's say from rock to rap to electronic to classic to choir music, a very broad spectrum of music I like to play.
I see. And during the show, how long is the show for daily?
2 hours. So South African time is from 7 till 9 in the morning. Yeah, so it's a breakfast show for only 2 hours. Luckily, it's 2 hours of high energy.
I see. And do you have as well some guests calling for other asking for music or to discuss something over the phone?
Yeah. It can be interactive. It can be interactive where people ask for music or people discuss topics or just what they have on their hearts. They just tell me. It depends on my show. It depends on which questions I ask and how I do it. I also do interviews and things like that.
Very interesting. Very good. Next question for you is, what does love mean to you?
What does love mean to me?
Yeah, what does love mean to you?
Giving without wanting to receive back, without expecting to receive back. It's giving more than you get. Maybe something like that. Okay, love is a big concept. It's a broad term, but it's giving without expecting anything back. Like some people, like Herr Gates, for instance, he's never given anything without accepting a double return on his investment. Whereas love is giving more than you're getting, I suppose. Being able to or being willing to give more than you get. Because love is selfish as well. Don't forget that. If you love something, you want it to love you back a little bit at least,
Yeah, absolutely. And do you believe that there are different kinds of love?
Well, there's a difference between love and being in love. Now, out of all the drugs on earth, I think being in love is the strongest one, because that one makes you feel like, it lies to you actually. The woman or the man can be purple, but you will see it as pink because you want to see it as pink. And your friends and your family might tell you one thing, but you think you know better because you're in love. It's an amazingly strong emotion, being in love, and it's very creative. Most people, when they're in love, they are the most creative. If you look at writers or musicians, that it gives you stimulation to do it. But in love lies to you. Love doesn't. Love is a longer process, and you walk a path with someone. So there's different aspects to it, but I don't think there's different kinds of love. There's a sincere love, and there's one that you have extra meaning, or that you have the Afrikaans is bijmotiewe. The one that you've got a hidden agenda with that love, and then I think it doesn't qualify as love.
Okay, come on. Wow. Next question for you. Let's do it, Pieter. Right, let's get another question for you. What's your morning ritual?
Ooh, get up at 5 in the morning, then I start sourcing music, see what I want to play for the day, drink a bit of coffee, smoke a cigarette or two, then I start getting into the music and I do my show. And then normally when my show is done at 9 o'clock, I decide, do I want to get back in bed for a little bit or do I want to go on with my day? And many times I get back in bed from like 9 till 11. Then I'll get up, I'll have a proper lunch and then start the rest of my day.
Do you, as you said, you play different kind of music on your show? What's the most common or popular that your audience asks for? Which kind of music usually?
I would say like rock, but like, like popular rock, pop rock almost. So a softer type of rock, because also it's a breakfast show, so you can't wake people up with Metallica 7 o'clock in the morning. You need to build up towards it. So I can start at 7 o'clock with a certain type of music and end at 9 o'clock with something else. But you need to build up. And you also get a type of guest they're busy dressing or they're busy eating, they're busy doing something. So you can't do an epic show where you have a topic going for 1 hour. You need to do segments all the time.
See, and do you, your audience, they ask more for South African music or more international music?
It depends. I would say 50-50, but we've got our contract stipulates that 60% of our content needs to be South African music. So I play about 50-50 to be quite honest, but 60% needs to be South African artists.
Wow, interesting. Another question for you, Pieter. Let's do it. For the next question, did you ever had any audience that asked for Brazilian music in your show?
No, and I don't have enough Brazilian music. So when we are done with this interview, we need to talk. You can send me, some artists, and I can research them. I want some Latino type,
Okay, absolutely. I'll give a list for you. That's for sure. I love music. I love it. So
nice.
Right. Next question for you is: if someone offered to tell your future, would you accept it or not, and why?
Okay, so I'm a Christian. I'm an alternative Christian, so I don't believe in such things, but I'm very open to different things, especially from different cultures. So I would accept it, but I would not pay too much attention to it, to the reading. If somebody says to me, this is going to happen to you, I'll take it with a pinch of salt.
I see. And if I would ask another question for you, let's say if the same person came up to you and goes like, okay, Pieter, I've got an envelope with your death date inside. Would you like to open it or not? Oops.
Yes, I would like to open it. I always want to know things. Even if I say no, I would not like to open it. It would bother me and keep on turning in my head until I eventually open it. So yeah.
Very brave.
I will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another question. Right, next question for you, Pieter. What would be the title of your memoir?
The title in Afrikaans is Vermeldigings deur 'n selfsugtige kind. So in English that would be Admittance from a Selfish Child. Because I'm 35 years old and I wrote a memoir. I've been writing a lot for the last maybe 15 years, 10 to 15 years. And if you started writing when you're 20 years old and I'm 35 now, I already changed as a person. I grew as a person. You would know as well as I do, when we are 18, we think we know what life is about. Then you become 20, 30, 40, and then you realize, well, at that time I felt like this, but now I feel totally different. So it's the journey of a child, the journey of a selfish child, something like that.
Very good, very good. Next question. Right, before the next question, in your opinion, what's the most challenging part of working a radio?
To sound natural, to sound like I sound when I'm speaking to another person, to sound like I sound speaking to you now. Because when you put the mic on, okay, a microphone is the DJ's biggest friend, but your biggest enemy as well. Because the moment you turn that mic on, you change. You change your natural ability, your natural personality. So to sound 100% natural and to be 100% myself, that would be my biggest challenge.
And what do you think is that? Because of your nerves, because you're kind of too concentrate what you need to go through, you know what I mean? Like the step by step on your show.
Yeah. Let's take it like this. If you are romantically interested in somebody, you act like you're a certain person. If you are a friend with somebody, you're a bit of a different person, you know? So maybe that's the difference between being on a microphone when you know you're speaking to thousands of people and not being on a microphone. You are more natural when you just speak to a friend, when you just give yourself. Whereas in a romantic relationship or something like this, you're always putting the best foot in front. And you do change a little bit, I think.
Ooh, very good point. Right, next question for you is, which talent you wish you had?
It's not a talent, it's a gift, but patience. I wish I had patience. Man, that is killing me, because especially living in Africa, my family has lived here for 300 years. So we are really African, but I still have the Western mentality when it comes to time. You know, you need to be on time. It's always a rush, a rush. And the Africans, they love to drive so slow. And African time is any time. I think South America is also, you're going to be a little bit late. Southeast Asia is the same. Southeast Asian time is, if you wait for the bus, it's not going to be on time, but it will always come. In Africa, if you wait for the bus, maybe it won't come. But it doesn't matter. So because I'm making myself old, man, it's such a lot of nonsense being impatient, actually. Why? It's only you that you are losing if you are impatient. It's my feelings that fight against each other if I'm impatient. So I would have a much easier life if I can just learn patience.
Have you tried meditation?
Yeah, I have, but I need a coach.
Good one.
Yeah, it works. It definitely works.
It does. Yeah, you're saying that. I can picture myself as well, because I'm very patient. I like things to be done very quick as well. And sometimes, once I heard that, it's not just up to you. You need to let the universe work together. You need to, the whole thing, not just to you, because if you do everything, it's not gonna get anywhere anyway. And if you do, it's not gonna be, the 100%. So yeah, just when sometimes I find myself in a very patient way, or like thinking too fast, I just go like, okay, it's not just up to you. Just breathe a little bit, and the thing's gonna, work together.
You are just one small part of this whole circle, this whole machine going. And all that you do is you irritate yourself and you burn yourself out. If you're going, but this thing is still going to keep on the same pace. So, yeah.
And this thing's going to be laughing at you like, you see, you cannot do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be telling you, my child, what is the problem? Like,
Absolutely. Work in progress. We get there. Work in progress.
Yeah.
Next question.
Hopefully. As
you're saying, you lived abroad before. Which place did you like the most, in your opinion, and why?
Okay, I'll tell you which place I liked the least. It was China. Okay, because I lived in two cities, both at 15 million people, but it's too much. I grew up on a farm. Living in a city like that, man, it never sleeps. It's a clock that turns like this, and the pollution is so bad. And the food, I don't like rice. I like the Chinese people. There's wonderful people everywhere that you go in the world. You get your good people and your bad people anywhere that you go. That's just a fact. I loved living in Leipzig in Germany. It's a student city. It's beautiful. It's a house of culture. I loved South Korea as well. Also a lot of people, also living really close together. But the South Koreans, they've got the same German type of honesty, where normally if you speak to somebody, you can read their feelings on their face. Germans are like this, the South Koreans. If the person looks happy, normally they are happy. There's a joke, and it's only a joke. They say the Japanese, never trust the Japanese, because they're always standing there with the camera and smiling, but you don't know what they're thinking.
Good one, very good one. And tell me, regarding the experience you had abroad, living abroad, what's the biggest lesson you learned from your time out there?
That basically, all humans are the same. In our emotions and the way we act, we are all the same. That we are all one, and nobody is more important than somebody else. No one. And you can learn from anyone. There's something to learn from everybody.
That's for sure. Good one.
Yeah.
Next question for you is, when was the last time that you laughed so hard that it made you cry?
My man, before 2020. Let's be honest about that. Yeah.
Oh.
Before 2020, maybe 2019. I can't remember exactly what it was. No. I've had in the last year and a half, I had a couple of really good laughs with one special friend, one exact friend, that was, the guy is so funny. He's a ridiculous person. But anyway, so I had a lot of laughs with him, but we don't see people as much as we used to. And there's so many depressing factors that I don't even want to open that book right now. But I'm not laughing as hard and as deep as I used to. So that's why I'm also glad I'm doing this interview. It's some communication,
Oh, very
getting
good.
to know new people and so on.
Absolutely, and people, that's the whole main of the show. It's just people connect with each other around the world. That's the way.
Yeah.
Great. Let's get another one. Right, Pete. The next question for you is, what makes you very sentimental?
Old memories. To put something with a memory, like if I look in old pockets and I see a subway card from London, I'll go like, and then I remember everything that happened there. So then I will write on it. Or, I'm a very sentimental person, and things that's got memories with them. So it doesn't matter how much something is worth, it's what the story is that goes with it. Because at the end of the day, all that we have left, one day when we're old people and so on, all that we have left is our memories. If you're lucky, you have people around you that love you, but all that you need to live with yourself and live with your memories. So anything that wakes up a memory in me, I love.
Very good, very good. Just a question. Sometimes when you are, for example, when you are in the radio, in your show, and there is like, you feel like playing a music that you like so much, like for some reason you like this music. Do you kind of play all the time? Mostly of the time you try to play around, just, sometimes you enjoy a music a lot, you just want to listen to more and more. Sometimes you put in your radio as well, just to kind of spread around your energy.
The problem is the things that I play, I already know. Normally, it comes from my database in my head. But I want the people to like it as well. And normally when we listen to something, the first time it wouldn't be that great. The second time and the third time and the fourth time, it's better. So I've got sort of a program where on Monday I'll play a certain show, and on Wednesday I'll play that again. Tuesday something else, and Tuesday on Thursday I'll play that again. So people can get used to it and start liking it and that. So the problem is the show is not only for me. I wish it was. But if it was only for me, I can play only what I like. Now I need to accommodate people and I need to get more listeners. So that's always a nice thing to play, even something that you don't like so much.
Very good. Another question.
Yeah.
Right, next question for you is, what makes you feel discouraged?
What discourages me? It's all about the energy that the people around you gives off. So if you're around people that's got negative energy all the time, that's always complaining, always moaning about things, it turns out to discourage you as well. And sometimes when people choose not to think for themselves, we are group animals, né? Humans we are very, very social beings. So we tend to there's a lot of studies where you look at crowds, and when birds fly, and when one bird turns, the whole group turns. And that's the same with people. That's why a crowd can get rowdy, and if one person does something, the whole crowd will follow. We've got a group strength, the group mentality. And part of the group strength, group mentality is just to trust things normally. But I don't, and I second guess most things. Many people don't think critically. If you think about this plague going around now, let's leave that there. But it discourages me when people don't think for themselves, they don't think critically, and they've got a negative attitude towards things. I think most things are accomplishable if we work together and if you have a positive mindset. So that's really important. You need to sort of force yourself into a positive mindset sometimes as well.
Absolutely. And sometimes when those people, they come around you with negativity or kind of, like moaning around all the time, sometimes what I do is I try to turn around sometimes, but sometimes so strong that your energy just goes down. Sometimes you cannot cope with the pain.
You can't, and then you need to get out of it. You can't make everyone happy all the time. It's just one of those things.
Absolutely. Another question for you, Pieter. Right, could you share like a funny memory or like a funny moment that happened to you in the radio, like in a podcast show? You're interviewing someone or somebody called, something like that was not expecting? Something funny?
Okay, I haven't done this radio show for so long, but I did a student radio show at Tux FM in South Africa at my University of Pretoria. And there, when you've got a newsreader sitting in front of you, sometimes you forget to turn off the mic. And then you will have a conversation with the newsreader and everything goes live out on air. So there's many things that happen like this, and it can be quite problematic. Because sometimes people curse, sometimes you speak badly about someone else at work or something like this, and then it goes out on air and then everyone knows.
Oops.
Yeah.
Right. What would be your theme song if you had your own show? I mean, you had your own show now. So do you have like a theme song that plays every day?
No, I don't really, but there's a lot. Man, I'm a very broad type of person. So at different times, I like different things. But anything to do with Tupac, I love. So, and always. So yeah, I think he did the world of music. He started sort of a revolution in music as well. And he's also, his sincerity in his music, the way that he rapped is exactly the way that he lived. I don't like, a lot of the new rappers are all about the money, the glitz, the glam, the fame. Yeah. I don't like that so much. I like people that's real on the ground type of the more dirty stuff, I would suppose.
Is there any kind of music that you don't like at all, to listen at all?
It's hard to like punk. A lot of punk is rubbish, I think. R&B, I struggle with R&B. There's some beautiful R&B as well. But punk and R&B, it's either great or it's really bad. There's nothing really in between for me.
All right. Another question for you. All right. Next question for you is, what does success mean to you?
Being happy in myself. Being happy with myself, in myself, at that point in time. Because our idea of success changes as well as we get older. To be happy with what you do, to feel that you contribute to society, to feel that you are making the world a better place, even if it's the smallest thing that you change, even if you just make one person smile once in a day. But yeah, I want to be an old man with an old wife that likes me, with space and naughty grandchildren running around. So space. So I want to have some land or something like that. So that's the end product. But how to get there is a different situation. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you right now. But success is doing what you do, whatever that might be, and doing that well, I suppose.
Yeah, I think
it's a very relative term.
I think success is a very personal thing. You know, sometimes what can be success for you, maybe it's not for me. So it's a very personal thing.
Yeah, of course. We all walk our own path. We all need to keep ourselves happy. We all need to sleep at night. For some people, that's easier than for others, apparently.
Yes. Next question. Right, tell me something, Pieter. When was the time, or when did it happen? You went like, okay, I want to work in a radio. I'm going to start to work in a radio. I'm going to start this career. When was that?
I did a lot of, when I was at school, in school, I did a lot of public speaking. So a lot of speaking in front of crowds, doing speeches, doing poems, whatever. So I've always been somebody that uses my voice. But I remember one night specifically in university, it was us and a couple of girls and so on, and we were playing drinking games. And as we were drinking, I said, I want a late night talk show, and I will be Pieter De Kock. And then from that moment on, I decided to apply for the radio thing, and I got into it, yeah.
Oh, wow. Very good. Next question for you is, describe yourself in one positive word and one negative word.
Funny, positive, impatient, negative.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a very bad thing. That's actually, I thought it's not so bad to be impatient, but some people don't like to hear that. If, for instance, a romantic partner, they say if you want to know how somebody's going to treat you, see how they treat their laptop or their computer, then it's not going to work. And I lose my patience with the computer as well. So yeah, that's the problem.
Right, so I have 3 questions left for you. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
right. Let's. Which city would you advise or would you recommend for someone who's never been in South Africa before, and why?
Okay, so my city is Johannesburg, but I've lived in Cape Town, and there's nothing in the world like Cape Town. They've got the mountain for mountain climbing, for hiking, for walking, for anything. They've got the ocean for surfing, for swimming, for just tanning, and no beach looks the same. Around every corner, a beach looks different. It's so many little different worlds in one world. And there's literally something for everyone, and it's very multicultural as well. So I promise you, if you're from Brazil, you'll go there, you'll find Brazilian people if that's what you're looking for. It's a very international city. So yeah, definitely it would be Cape Town. It's a very special place.
Would you say that Cape Town is like the postcard of South Africa?
Yeah, it is the postcard of South Africa, but the problem is it's not really South Africa. It's a different world altogether. It's an international city. Whereas if you go to New York, you can't say you know America, because it's this whole conglomerate of, maybe Rio is the same. You can't say you know Brazil if you went to Rio, you know? You need to go to more the farming areas, the slums, where the average person lives, and the average South African don't live in Cape Town. That's the thing.
Absolutely. And it's interesting saying that, because Brazil, we are so many states, and each state you go in Brazil, you feel like in a different country, you know?
Yeah.
Accents as well, different kind of local food as well, even for Brazilian people. Even for us, when you travel around Brazil, we go like, oh my God, always you find something new, always find something that you never heard before. It's
a different climate, it's a different culture, people are different personalities, it's a different pace. People are slower or faster or anything. So if you want to see South Africa, you need to come to South Africa. That's why I would say Johannesburg is it's the average South African, because it's the biggest city and things like this. But if you travel to one place in the world, it will be Cape Town. It's very special.
And do you believe there is kind of a competition between each city? Like those countries always had cities that they don't.
Yeah. People will always speak about, I'm from the real South Africa, or we don't like those people from that side because they are like this and this and this.
I think everywhere is like that. It's like Brazil, São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. They don't like each other.
Yeah. It's basically being jealous of the other one in certain types of ways, you know. Yeah. We would always say Johannesburg is about the personality, Cape Town is about the look.
Oh, there you go. It's like this. In Brazil, we say if you have this work ethic, like to work hard and to change your life, people go to São Paulo. São Paulo is the place where you can change your life. But you want to be more chilled, more kind of relaxed and beautiful bodies, appearance, Rio de Janeiro. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course. It's like Cape Town. It's the showpiece.
Yeah. But anyway, I must say, Rio de Janeiro is the postcard of Brazil. It's like Cape Town, the same thing. Always I tell people, if you go to Brazil for the very first time, of course, always try to travel around to see the difference between states. But Rio de Janeiro is a must for sure.
But I mean, it's both Brazil and South Africa is big countries with lots of cultures. So if you really want to do it, you need 6 weeks. To really travel the place and see the place. If you come for 1 week or 2 weeks, then maybe 2 cities and a bit of wildlife and things like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next question for you is, Peter. Which is one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
I'm a meat lover, I must say. But, okay, so potatoes. I really do like potatoes. Chips, anything. And then, let's say rump steak. Rump steak and meat, I can eat that for the rest of my life, yeah.
Wow. And do you like cooking?
Yes, I do. I would much rather cook for myself and my friends than go out and pay for somebody else. I don't like it when people bring me food, and I don't need to feel like I'm on a pedestal and I need to be served. I don't like that. I like to serve.
And what kind of food you don't like at all?
Rice. Rice is horrible.
I love rice.
The world does. The world does like it.
But I've been raised eating rice every single day. Brazil is very popular. Rice and beans, a good mixture.
Yeah, it is. Now, rice is a great food. I won't lie, and I learned to eat it. But still, if I can choose, I won't eat it.
Very interesting. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
You know, the joke is they say in England, oh, England's a small place. You must know that John guy. So you can tell your friend from Johannesburg, Pieter says hello.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Next question for you is, what
Yes.
did you think was the most challenging part of being a kid?
There's many things growing up, but not knowing many things, I think, was troubling. You don't have trust in many. You don't trust many things. You don't trust yourself in many aspects. If I knew as a kid what I knew now, I wouldn't be bothered by so many things. But you know, we are very self-conscious. A child is a very self-conscious thing. And it's not necessary, actually, that we realize as we get older, because there's people like you everywhere. You just need to find them. But if you come from a small town and so on, it's harder to find. If you're a bit of an alternative person, it's harder to find people like yourself.
I see. Do you believe that not knowing is a powerful place to be?
It's an interesting place to be. It's an interesting place to be. I wouldn't say powerful always. It can be. It depends. But yeah, it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey.
Cool. Ready for the last one?
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, Pieter, just before the last question, I would like you to, if you could give one advice for someone who would like to start to work on the radio, or to start like me, starting a new show on YouTube, on like doing a podcast, what would be your advice?
Do what you want to do, not what people want you to do. Not what you think people want you to do. Find what you love. If you do what you love, you'll be the best at it. And if you are good at something, you will get noticed. So make yourself happy. You are the first person to keep happy. If you're not happy, nobody around you, people can smell that on you. People realize very quickly if you are in the right thing, if you're doing the right thing, if you are honest with yourself. So be honest with yourself, do what you want to do, and you will find your place and you will find your people.
Very good. Wow.
That's the same for art or anything.
Very good. Okay, last question is, right, so what's the best advice have you ever received?
Okay. Firstly, stay calm. Secondly, prioritize. Thirdly, get it done. So it doesn't matter what happens to you. If you're in the middle, if you're walking through hell, firstly, breathe and stay calm. Secondly, prioritize. See what you can do. Thirdly, do it.
Very good. All right. Right, let's play now the word association game, okay? So I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with politics.
Dirty.
Religion.
Up to you.
Love.
Pure.
Money.
Doesn't matter so much.
Family.
Love.
Life.
Journey.
Sex.
Pleasure.
Fear.
Anxiety.
Friendship.
Yeah. Togetherness.
Okay. How about desire?
Always.
Okay. Success.
Enough.
Happiness.
Reachable.
Wish.
Wish.
Yep.
Now.
Okay. And the last one now. No. Next one is radio.
Pleasure.
And the last one now, South Africa.
Home.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friends for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends. Tell me the most beautiful thing about Pieter, and tell me something that he needs to improve on. What do you think your best friends will tell me?
I think they would say I can laugh at anything. I can laugh in any situation. So I can be funny, or I can see the humor in most things. I hope they will say this. Something that I need to work on. Patience, and maybe I don't know now. It's going way better, but managing my ego.
Why is that?
I don't know, man. I don't think, like, I have been too big for my shoes when I grew up. As I grew up, I think I am very much aware of how an ego can be a problem, how an ego can be your downfall. But yeah, I wouldn't know what they say the bad things about me are. Or maybe like I don't have limits. I would push too far. Maybe they would say something like this.
Very good. Okay, Pieter, let's play now. Pieter in the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? Okay, you can ask me a question now, Pieter.
About the music. Where did you get the idea to play this music so in the middle and dance with it? Like I've been wanting to ask you this from the beginning.
Right, so good question. So since I started on the show, I've been through the questions, as you can see, I always try to get a music, to put a music where it's not too fast or not too slow, not too melancholic, something that's, you know, it's kind of, for me, I just kind of like to put something that I would like to listen if I'm talking to someone, if I would be kind of connect with someone. And this, so I've been trying different music. So since I started shooting last year, summer last year, I've been trying different music, but this one is the one that it connects the most with the show because it's a kind of melodic, you know, it's kind of not too heavy and not too soft, you know, and I realized that people, they kind of, when I'm playing, some people, they kind of connect, they, you know, so I like it, I realized that. So
it's nice for setting the stage, setting the mood.
That's exactly what, in a very simple and nice words, said everything now. That's the answer.
Yeah.
So I've been trying, it's work in progress. Yeah, so I've been trying, and let's get there.
Everything is a work in progress, a project. It's a project.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Peter, did you have a good time?
I had a very good time. Thank you so much, William.
Thanks so much for being kind and sweet and join me on this journey. But before you go, don't you mind to share a positive message or positive quote, something that inspires you?
I wonder, something positive. Something... Okay, yeah. It's not about where you are or where you're going. It's about the ride in between, the journey in between, the battle in between, the suffering in between. One day, we're all going to be old men or women or whatever, and we're going to look back at our lives, and you're going to wish you were here right now at this very moment. If you're feeling bad, if you're feeling good, if you're feeling wonderful, if you're feeling sad, it doesn't matter. You'll wish you could be back there. So forget about where you're going or where you were. Try to live in the moment. Simply don't fake and live in that moment. Enjoy the moment because you'll never have it again. Time is the only thing we can't get back. You can always make more money, you can always make more friends, but your time you'll never have again. So make the most of this time, or just enjoy it, or just sit back and watch the clock and laugh at the time passing.
Very good. Wow, I like that. My goodness, amazing. Very good, very good. Peter, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much. Enjoy your weekend, okay? All the best.
Thank you, man. Have a good time. Cheers. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.